Hello and welcome everybody to Learn a Trade. I am Kevin Tate here today on a Bunn CWTF coffee brewer. The service call came in this morning for a coffee brewer that's not brewing. And then this is our start button to start a brew cycle. Place my brew basket inside and then press the brew button. And then we have a very slow, there's a very slow flow coming through this water outlet. You can see that's a slow flow of water right there. So there's a restriction somewhere within on the inlet line, possibly the inlet valve. So it may be even the plunger of the inlet valve itself. So I'm going to be working on that today and see if we can get a better flow of water through that water inlet valve. I'm going to shut it down. Put this aside. I've already removed the screws for the front cover. And this is where I will be working at, right in here. This is the inlet valve. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the unit, power it down, and then I'm going to work on getting this inlet valve taken out so I can change out the plunger. More than likely the plunger is just not, it's not opening up enough. It could be an issue with the coil, or it could just be the plunger is bad. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up to pull this out, and then we'll see what we get. And right here I'm going to use a 9/16 wrench to take off the nut off of the coil. Okay, I removed the nut from the coil. I'm going to go ahead and pull off the coil and disconnect it. This here is your inlet coil right here. Okay, and I usually place a rag underneath the valve itself just to catch any water once I take off the plunger holder. I usually use a small pair of pliers to get right around that fitting there, and then pull out the plunger shaft. And you're going to get a little water that comes out that's sitting in the lines. You can see it come out there. You can see this might be part of the issue here. This the plunger is a little swollen. It was a little swollen right in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change out it's called the solenoid repair kit. I'm going to go ahead and replace this and see if we get a better flow of water. Okay, Here is the plunger repair kit part number, or solenoid repair kit part number, so you can see that. It comes with a new plunger and a seal. There's a new O-ring for it, and there's the new plunger. And we'll let you compare that to the old plunger. See a little bit of a difference there. You can see that the old plunger is swollen, so probably was blocking the opening and slowing down the flow of water. Just gonna use this. See if I can get the old seal out. Use the pick to get the old. Place the new seal inside of the solenoid body. Place the new plunger inside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a cleaning brush through that shaft, just inside the shaft, just to make sure it's cleaned out. You can either use a cleaning brush, or you can twist up a rag or a paper towel just to clean that shaft out, just to make sure it's not any lime buildup or anything that's preventing the shaft from opening and closing. Place my shaft inside. As you can see, that's how it should do. That's how it should do. The coil pulls it in, and then it'll release once the brew cycle is done, once it's done filling, and you should get a steady flow of water. And you just want to tighten down that shaft. And right now I have the water inlet line is shut off, so I'm going to want to open up the water inlet line while I have this shaft cleared without the coil on it, and then that way I could check to make sure there's no leaks. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my water line now. Now I'm going to go ahead and connect my coil and secure it to the shaft. Okay. Now I'm going to power up the unit and allow it to, and see what we get for water flow. Place my brew basket back in place. Let it finish heating up. I'm going to go ahead and let it reach temperature just to see what that temperature is going to, and then I'm going to place my thermostat inside just to see what I'm getting for a tank temp. So you see the green light just came on, so it's done heating up. My tank temperature is 196. Show you my tank temperature is 196. So I'm going to go ahead now and see if we can do a brew cycle and see if we got a better flow of water. Okay, it's a little better flow. I would like to see it a little harder than that, but it does have a new valve on it, and it is brewing. So I'm going to go ahead and see what the brew cycle actually completes at. But while I'm waiting for that, I want to go over here to this machine, and I want to see what flow of water I'm getting out of here, because that is also coming off of the same water source. And there could be an issue with the filters, so I will go in the back room and see if I can locate the filter system and see what it's looking like. Let's see. Yeah, this one has a lot better flow. That one's got a lot better flow, so I'm going to go ahead and stop that and allow that to drain out. And sometimes that's what you could do, is see what you have for water flow on the machine next to it. So apparently my coil must not be pulling that valve completely up, or there's a blockage within the body of the solenoid valve. So let me see what I can figure out on that, and then we'll take it from there. Because I would like to get a better flow of water coming out. And I'm gonna see if I can change out the coil on there, and then go from there. Another thing that I'm gonna do while I'm at it is I'm gonna run my D-line spring up through the spray head line, in case that spray head line is also covered with has a restriction in it or something. And I'm gonna clean in the spray head. You want to clean that spray head off. Then when you're running your D-line spring through these brewers, you want to be careful because the water is hot. It's up to 190, over 190 degrees. So just be cautious of that. I'll run my D-line spring up to right about there, and then just give it a few pulls in and out, and then that clears that line out. So now I'm gonna go see if I can get if I have another coil. I'm not even sure if I have a coil for this model, but I'm gonna see if I have one, and then if I do, we'll come back and then replace the coil and see if we get a better flow of water, because the water flow is slow on this. So I'll be right back. Okay, back again here. That coil was not the issue. The coil is a good coil. So right now I'm in the back of the coffee brewer on the back side. I just want to show you some things here. I have my shut-off valve right here. This is my shut-off valve, so I got my water shut off. This is our inlet line, this copper tubing. This is our flow valve. Now, some of you that seen my earlier videos may have seen me go over these flow valves, and these flow valves have a filter, a screen filter inside of it, and at times that gets blocked up with sediment and scale buildup. So with that flow being so weak on the inlet side coming in, and with me changing and replacing the coil and the plunger on that inlet valve, there's got to be an issue within this flow valve. So bear with me for a moment. This is going to take me a little bit to get this. I'm going to get this water fitting off, and then I'm going to take off my the flow valve. Okay. Right now, like I said, I have the water shut off. So what I'm going to do is, once I get this line off, I'm going to go ahead and put this into a coffee pot and open up the valve so I can see. Yes, see, that's a really good flow. That's a good flow of water coming out. So I have a good flow. So what that's telling me now is that I have a blockage in this flow valve. So I'm going to have to get this flow valve taken out and then get it cleaned up. Then we should be able to have a better flow of water coming out. You're definitely gonna get some water dripping from there. Don't worry about that. Just put a towel down there, or put a cup under it if you need to. But I just usually set a towel underneath and allow it to catch it. Because once you get it off, I'm gonna take it to the sink anyway and see if I can clean it out. Okay, so that's the flow valve. It's this is a directional valve. See, the direction is going to the right here, going this way. See the arrow right there? So that shows you the flow. So you want it to flow in that direction. So the water will come in here, and then it'll flow down and down into the inlet valve that's on the other side. So right now I'm going to take this, get it opened up, and then we'll clean out that screen, and we should get a better flow, definitely. Okay, so just to let you see a little bit here on these flow valves here, it's this portion of the flow valve that you have to disconnect, and a lot of times these things are very difficult to get off. So what I do is I bring it out to my little vise in the back of my van, and I get it in the vise, and then that helps to be able to get it loose. Loose enough to get out of there. And like I said, I'm gonna take this inside and, clean it out. See there, that's the screen. You can see that's pretty built up with sediment on there, on the outside of it. Inside's not too bad, but I'm going to clean that all out. And as you can see here, inside on the outlet side, there is some sediment build up right on there. Got room? Okay. You're welcome. You can see that sediment build up right there. So there also is a small orifice in this side of it, but you usually can clean that out by taking it to the sink and clearing it out. But what I usually do is I use some lime away or descaler, and I let this all soak into the scaler, and then I clean it all out from there. And then we'll see what we get from there. I mean, it should be a lot better. We should get a lot better flow once we clear out this residue inside of here. And the thing is that if some of that residue got through this screen and into the lines, then it's possible that there could be a blockage inside the body of that inlet valve. But I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get it taken care of by cleaning out this valve, this flow valve. Okay, and yes, I got those. I let those parts soak in some delimer. I'm just cleaning them off and rinsing through, make sure they're all clear of the cleaner. You can see that's one side there. All that lime is out of it. Just want to get that screen. I just use like a bristle brush to scrape anything off there, but this gets that screen cleared out. There we go. You can see the screen's cleared out a lot better. And for the body of it, I just use that brush to get around the inside walls of this body piece. Rinse that through. And then what you can do to check the orifice on that other end that I was talking about, I usually just let the water sit in there, and then as long as you're seeing water coming through that orifice, it should be good, because this is the direction that the coffee's going to go in. But that orifice is a small little hole. I'm not sure if you can see it down there. See that hole right in the center there? That's the orifice. That's where that regulates the flow of the water coming through. So let me just finish cleaning that up, and then we'll get this put back together and see it. I know a few of you might be thinking like, why couldn't I just replace that? You see how that's coming through there now? See, I got water just sitting in the body of it, and see how it's flowing through there now? So that's a lot better. But like I said, I know a lot of you were probably thinking like, why didn't I just change the valve, just this whole valve? But the thing is like a lot of times it's hard to get these older parts. These are older units, and it's hard to get these parts. So I rather, if I can just clean a valve out like I just did, if I could just clean that valve and fix the unit, I'd rather do that than leave the machine down to wait for a part that may take weeks to come in. Because I don't carry a lot of these valves anymore. I used to, but I don't carry a lot of these valves anymore, because a lot of my customers are switching over to the Bunn DBC dual brewers. So a lot of times that's what those are the parts I carry. I do still carry parts for Bunn CWTFs, but not these flow valves. I should probably order a couple just to have them, but you don't run into this a lot anymore, especially with the new filter systems that they have. But a lot of times these filter systems are not as good as they're made out to be. So that orifice looks clear now. See, there's no blockage in there or anything, and it flows through good. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that back together. This screen seats back inside the valve there, the valve body. Then we have the cap to go over the valve body, and then I'll go ahead and tighten this up, and then hook it back up and check to make sure I don't have any leaks. Okay, I have the valve back in place here, the flow valve. It's going in the correct direction. I also have my inlet valve in place. So now let's turn it on, make sure we don't have Okay, so everything looks good there. That's definitely something that will cause you to have to come back. Right now I'm going to go ahead and turn I just turned the unit on right here. This is your on button. For those of you that may not be familiar, this is the heater switch for your top heater. This is the momentary switch for your to start your brew cycle. This is your front heater switch for your front heater, and this is for your rear heater. Just give me a moment. I'm going to go ahead and empty out this pot, and then we'll do a brew cycle to see, to make sure this machine is calibrated for the right brew cycle water level. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do a brew cycle. Let's look at the water flow. Oh, that's a lot better. So that's the difference that I was talking about, and that's what'll happen when that flow valve gets clogged up. Right now I'm just gonna go ahead and let it brew, just to see that it's not that it didn't cause any issues with the calibration of the machine. If so, I'll have to calibrate it. And this is a very old unit. This unit still has the dial timer on it, so it's a little easier to calibrate these than the digital timers. This timer here, you basically want to calibrate like a click at a time. You want to go a line or two at a time. You don't want to go like from 2 to 3 minutes. You want to go like from like 2, and then you want to go to that line next to the 2, right after the 2, to see if you get a better level. Right now we're at about close to 2.5 minutes on this. So let's see how it does. When you're looking at the brewer, your brew cycle should shut off like between the end right here and this other end right here. Somewhere in between there, it should shut off, stop brewing, and then the rest of it will finish up. But we'll see. Just gonna see that. Yeah, it shut off right there. It just stopped brewing into the water pan. And then right here, I want to take a temperature reading. Make sure the temperature is good. We should get up to between 190 to 200. Yeah, right now we're at about 189.90, so it's not bad. I'm going to turn up the thermostat just a notch, and then we'll see from there. It's a little bit over, so I'm going to adjust my timer down. Just have to use this to catch it. I'll throw this pot out, and then make a new pot afterwards. But you see, it went a little over, so it went about maybe two 2 to 4 ounces over. I'm just gonna bring it back a notch, bring it back 2 notches, and then we'll test it out from there. Okay, it's back and ready to go now. It's back up to temp. Let me just put my thermostat into the water tank. I just want to see where we're at as far as the high temperature, the tank temp. Okay, that's good. That's good there. So hopefully you can see that we're at 198 in the tank. So almost 200 degrees. Excuse me, 200 degrees. Hey, how you doing? All right, so I'm brewing another pot. I already adjusted the timer. You seen that? Timer's adjusted. Now I just want to make sure we got a good water level, and then we should be good to go on this one. And my temperature coming out right now is at 193. So that's very good. See there? 193 coming out of the brewer. So that's very good. And we'll get this adjusted, and then I'll be on my way to another call. I hope this is helpful to some of you on the coffee side. If you're into working on these coffee brewers and stuff, hopefully this is helpful to you. Because we went through a lot on this. We replaced the inlet valve. We put a new repair kit in the inlet valve, and then we went from there. We still had a slow flow, so we went ahead and cleaned out that flow valve. We checked our water temperature. I'm sorry, our water pressure at the main line, and that was all set. So we should be, it should be a lot of help with you on that. As you can see how it stopped. It just stopped brewing at the G, so that's pretty good. We should have a good water level up here. We should have a good water level, probably right about in here or within here. And just to let you know, I'm going into the Bunn CWTF series training under our member program in our training membership. So go on the website www.learnatrade.online. Go on the our membership, our free trial. We have a free trial membership going on right now. Check out our membership, and you can see a lot more in-depth information on these CWTF units. Now let me show you. See, I went down on the water level, and you see how it's coming up right there with just water. I want it to be right in this brown area, so I'm going to go up on the timer a little bit, and then we'll do another brew cycle. Now I'm just going to go back 1 notch. I'm going to go back 1 notch, and then we'll go ahead and start another brew cycle once this heats up. Okay, our light is green now, so we're going to go ahead and press the brew button. A lot of times too, to let you know on this, these CWTFs, they're supposed to get have preventive maintenance done on them every 6 months, every 3 to 6 months. A lot of times that doesn't happen, so keep that in mind, and remember that if you have a unit that has a water flow issue, more than likely it's due to that water flow valve that you see me work on today. So just keep that in mind. That could help you out on some of your jobs when you're out there. A lot of these don't get PM, so check your. It's always good if you're on a service call. Go ahead, take off the spray head, clean it, clean out that spray head, the spray head dispense line with your delinement spring. You can order this spring through Bunn or through Parts Town, anything like that. And the spring helps with a lot of the repairs out in the field. So be sure to get one of those. You can check out some of my other videos too, my other coffee brewer videos that they do go over the calibration method and stuff like that to calibrate your levels. We just went over it today with this one, but this is the more simple calibration system here. This is an earlier timer with the knob, and the other timer is a digital timer. So that digital timer, sometimes that takes a little bit longer to get it calibrated where you want it. This one's a little easier because you can just go one notch at a time and adjust your levels. So just keep that in mind. Now we're going to let it finish up. This one here, it ended the brew cycle right here. And now this is just what's siphoning out. This system works off of a siphon system. There's no pump or anything in this tank, okay? It's just when the cold water comes in, the hot water siphons out through the spray head. Okay. Now for that, we're right about there, right to the bottom of this brown piece. I want to get into this brown piece, so I'm going to go up another notch. So this is good for you to see, get into the calibration of it. I like to get right into that brown area. We'll go ahead and let that finish heating, and then we'll try another brew cycle. Hey, take care, man. Thank you, no problem. Okay, our light's back on. I'm going to go ahead and hit our start button. You have to be able to be patient with these systems. You're not you're not always going to get the proper calibration level. So, you know, don't let it irritate you. Just be patient and get your right levels. And that way it makes you a more efficient technician. And that a lot of customers appreciate about technicians that, you know, take their time on the jobs, but when they're done, they get it done properly, and they don't have continuous problems with the same machine. So you try your best to avoid that. There's a lot of times, I get repeat calls on things, and sometimes it gets to you, but you just gotta, drive on and see what you can learn from it and move on from there, because it happens. Another thing I want to mention that I'm not sure if you all are keeping up with it out in the field is your parts. Keep up with the parts that you're using, and when you're out in the field, and like today I used a solenoid valve. I used a repair kit. Okay, you wanna make sure you get these parts down and what the prices are for them, so that you can be able to bill properly for it. That's another important part of the process out in the field. As you see here, this one stopped right around that top part of that end. So let's see what level we end up at. We should be good with that, hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, the parts is the key. You want to make sure you put down the parts that you're using, and then what machine you used it on. You see, here they got two machines, so we want to make sure that we have that in our records, that we replaced a repair kit and we replaced a coil. Now that's perfect right there. See where that ended up at? Okay, right there at the brown, right there at the brown tip. That's where I like to get my water level. And that's with just water. With coffee, when the coffee is used, it's going to come down just a little bit. The coffee usually soaks up between 3 to 4 ounces of water. So that's a good level. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and button this up, and then I'm going to brew a test pot of coffee, a fresh pot also. I'm going to go ahead and put on my front plate there. Get this front plate on, and then we'll be able to set up a brew cycle for the to brew a pot of coffee. Yeah, and another thing on why I'm mentioning, keeping up with your parts is because the way I usually do it is, if I'm at the end of the day, when I use a part, I try to keep my inventory up, and so I'll go ahead and I might, like later today when I get done for the day, I'll probably go and put a order in for another repair kit, a solenoid repair kit, and then I'll put an order in for another complete solenoid, another one of these. Okay, a complete solenoid valve. That way, I'm keeping up with my with my parts. Give me a second. Let me just find their filters for their coffee and stuff, and then we'll start a pot of coffee. Okay, everyone, just gonna make a new pot so we can test the level. We already tested the level with just water, so now I want to make sure it's a good level with the coffee. This is the regular exclusive, so then we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and brew. Okay, then it'll be ready to go. Thanks. Sorry about that. Just trying to clean up a little bit here. So like I said, that that coffee is going to soak up some of the water, so we just want to see what level it comes up to with the coffee, and then that way you can be satisfied that everything's working. Yep. So we're just gonna let that finish up brewing, everyone, and then it should be good to go. I have everything pretty much cleaned up and ready to go. Anyways, I have to get to another job site in a few. So once this finishes up, we should be good. Okay, so that brew cycle just stopped, and as you see, with just water, it stops up here. So right now it just stopped at the G. So it's going to finish up the drip cycle, and then we should have a nice fresh pot of coffee ready to go. And just to let you know that solenoid valve, that goes for about between $34 and $35. Just to let you know, like, a roundabout on those prices. You might be able to get them cheaper at other places. I usually get my stuff through Partstown, and there's a couple other shops that I use too. And the that repair kit that I use with the plunger, that goes for about between $10 to $11. But I showed you the part numbers on those earlier. But those go for between $10 to $11. And that looks good, everyone. I'm satisfied with that level on there, and it's still draining. So I'm satisfied with that. I think that's all we have for this. I appreciate you all watching, and I hope this was helpful to you all. Let me know in comments. Continue to, send your comments, send your emails. Don't forget to go and check out our membership training on our website. And please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more good information. Please take care, everyone, and stay blessed.